Okay, let's record it. So welcome to this free 3-day event, Becoming a Premium Service Provider that soul-aligned clients want to pay thousands. So this is going to be 3-day event. And today we're going to focus on day one, embodied vision. But before we start, let's have an icebreaker. Tell me in the chat where you're coming from. So let me know in the chat. Are you coming from the Philippines? Let me know if you are coming from other countries or what city are you in Philippines. Okay, Rix, Antipolo, Rizal. How about the others, guys? Where are you from? But wow, ang layo. Bataan. And Aish is coming from India, coming from Camarines Sur, Bicol, Pampanga. Oh my God, this is so great. Okay. Just want to give you like a quick story time before we start. I have a lot of things to say, but initially I wanted to be like super exclusive to Filipino done-free service providers, but I've seen a handful of you who are coming from other countries, and okay, let's do this in English. But I just want to warn you, bear with me. I'm not super fluent in English, so we're gonna nail this down. We're just gonna have fun with this. You're gonna see me have a lot of like mistakes in words, and that's totally fine. So before we get started, meet your host. My name is Hanna Fetalino. I'm a done for you sales specialist and a business mentor. I'm obsessed with helping coaches and online service providers close their dreamiest soul-aligned clients through unique to you and holistic strategies. I've been an online service provider since Q4 of 2020. I was a social media manager before, but there are a lot of shifts that has happened in my business. And I also became a mentor since February 2022 when I first launched my group mentorship program called CPSS. So that's just a little bit about me. I don't want to be this event to be all about me, but all of the value that I'm gonna deliver in this one. So let's start. So, what it takes to be a premium service provider? Can you guess? Like, if you can guess, what are the things that is needed to become a premium service provider? I want to know in the chat box if you can guess or in your own opinion, like what it takes to be a premium service provider. Confidence, Aish, right? There is no right or wrong answer. Send your guesses. What does it take to be a premium service provider? Skill, says by Ezra. Grit by Rix. Okay. So again, there is no right or wrong answer, but based on experience, these are the things that has worked for me and for my clients. What it takes to be a premium service provider is first, they are the master of their minds. They are the master of their minds. They are in control of whatever is happening in their mindset. They take full responsibility and they create their own success. They are not the person who blames any external factors like, oh, I'm not successful because of this or I failed because of this. No, they are the master of their minds. They are fully in control of whatever is happening in their business, in their mind, in their life. And that is one of the things that describes them as a premium service provider. The second thing is they have solid foundations. They don't wing their foundations. They did the work to nail it down. They have huge clarity on what they have to offer, on who they want to serve, on what is really unique to them as a service provider and to whatever they're offering. The last one is they know how to market and sell. You can be a premium or you can be a service provider, but if you don't know how to market and sell your services, it's not going to be landing to the right clients. It's not going to land to the right people that you're going to serve. So in 3 years of serving both coaches and online service providers and mentoring almost hundreds of people in different containers for my mentorship programs, these are the key factors that really stood out, that really made them become a premium service provider. They are the master of their minds. They have solid foundations. They have huge clarity on who they are, what are their offers, and who they want to serve. And lastly, they know how to stand out in their marketing and selling strategies. But today, we're going to focus on the first one, mastering your mind. So these are what we are going to cover in day one. The first one is vision, clarity on who you are and what you truly want to be. Second is redirection, that not everyone talks about. Third, what beyond limits mean for you. Visualization practice and a manifesting technique that I will share with you. Sharing my own wins and manifestations. And then, of course, the most exciting part, the giveaway. And then we're going to have short Q&A session. I want you to stay until the end because this isn't just going to be any other free event that you're just going to walk away with information. I'm going to give you a workbook that you can start taking action right here, right now, that will help you have so much clarity on who you are, what you want to do, what services you're going to provide, and something that we're gonna use in day 3 to actually implement it for your marketing and sales strategy. So let me know if you're ready to start this session by saying ready in the chat box. Say or comment ready. Ready, Hannah, Rix, ready, Aish, ready, Cyril, ready, Jet, ready. Okay, let's start. So vision. Vision is having clarity on who you are and what it is that you really want to do. It is who you are, what you are about, and why you are here. This is what will separate you from the crowd. It's what will make you stand out. This is my original dialogue. Like, your vision is who you are, what you are about, why you're here is the main and number one reason you're going to stand out in the crowd. You're going to stand out in the sea of any other competition. But other than that, having clarity on these things is super essential because this is the main reasons that you will be deeply embodied in what you do. This will help you be more consistent and have more fun in business. When you have clarity on these things, it's so much easier to market and sell your services. It's so much easier to stand behind your words. It's so much easier to communicate your messaging, who you are, what you are about, and why you're here. So even when there are storms in business, even when there are struggles or any challenges that you haven't expected, when you are clear with these things, the storms won't even matter. You're going to be the unbothered service provider when you have clarity on these things. You will keep going, you will keep pushing, and you will stay no matter what. So let's go here on the first thing, who you are. Who you are as a person. You have to really have clarity on who you are as a person, as a client, and as a service provider. If I'm going to ask you, like, who is Cyril? Who is Rix? Who is Jet as a person, as a client, as a service provider? What are you going to answer? What are you going to answer? If you're going to ask me, this is one of the biggest thing that should be included in your messaging. One of the biggest clarity that you should have in business is really having clarity on who you are. When you ask me this one, who is Hanna? Who is Hanna as a person? Who is Hanna as a client? Who is Hanna as a service provider? As a person, I am the person who goes above and beyond. I am the person who doesn't accept no as an answer. I always find solution. I always seek alternatives. If something doesn't work, I'm going to find a way. If something quote unquote fail, I'm going to do whatever it takes to find something that will works. As a person, Hanna is embodied in her vision. She practices what she preaches. As a person, Hanna is someone who loves giving value, who loves helping more people, who loves sharing her impact, who loves supporting fellow women, fellow service provider. And as a client, Hanna is someone who is an action taker. Hanna is someone who commits, who say yes, and actually do the work. As a service provider, Hanna is someone who goes above and beyond the transformation of her service. Hanna is someone who takes pride in serving premium services to her clients. That's just an example. And I want you to really think about this, because when you have clarity in this is going to be your positioning. This will help you position yourself as the go-to premium service provider in the industry. So I'm going to give you a very, very short workbook later on that you can check. Second is, what is your story? What is the story behind you building your brand? What is the story behind you creating an offer? What is the story behind your vision for your offer? For me, my vision for this year is I want to surpass the previous year's impact and sales. This year in 2024, I want to hit $100,000 in sales. If Hanna in corporate world will hear this, she's gonna think, are you freaking insane? $100,000 in cash sales? Is that even possible? But that is who I am. I set my goals. I take action, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to hit that. What is your story? Do you have certain stories on how you're able to build your offers? My story, my brand story is I started as a social media manager. I thought I loved creating content. I love serving clients when it comes to creating content. When it comes to um creating engaging captions, creating converting content. But as the time goes by, I outgrow it, and it's totally fine. As the time goes by, I grew as a service provider. I niche down to specific service that I really am passionate about. One of the stories that I also have is before I become a mentor, I was a, s- I was a, s- I was an online service provider. So when I started mentoring service provider, I knew exactly what they need, what they're struggling with, what their desires are, because they're me. What about you? Like, what are your stories? What are your stories that you can deeply embody that will actually help you create your brand story? That will actually help you to bridge your vision from. And the next one is, what is your journey looking like? Becoming a premium service provider doesn't mean you have to be perfect. I want to tell you this. Becoming a premium service provider doesn't requires you to be perfect. Becoming a service provider means you can make mistakes, you can shift, you can fail, you can experience all the life and business struggles and still become a premium service provider. and still serve premium clients. What is your journey? What is your journey to becoming a premium service provider? Share it with your audience, share it with your community, because people have stories. And when they hear your stories, they become more in tuned to your vision. Let me share with you my um wait. Let me share with you the workbook so we can have one thing that you can look at. Okay. Next is, there are a lot of things that are popping and my OC self cannot. Okay, next is what you are. What you are as a service provider, as a premium service provider, your values. What are the things that you value in business? For me, I value genuine relationship. I value connection. I value holistic strategy. I'm not into people who are teaching um one approach. I'm into flexible strategies that I can use in different season of business. I value having intimate connections with my community. I value giving value to my community. If you can list it down, what are the things that you value? What are the things that you value in life and business? In life, I value freedom. I value working less hours in my business. I value working 2 to 3 hours per day, because that's what I want. If you're a mom, what are the things that you value? Are you a mom before a business owner? Do you value more having more time with your kids? Second is your beliefs. What are your beliefs? My belief in business is it's always flexible. My belief in business is you can make your own rules. My belief in business is your business, your way. What are your beliefs that you can share? What are your beliefs that you can tread your vision from? And then the next one is what you think you're capable of doing. What you think you're capable of doing. A premium service provider doesn't become a premium service provider by starting to become a premium service provider. They start with a vision. They like when I was starting out, I never had a client that I charge premium services. But it started with a vision. But it all started with a vision. I knew I was capable of serving those expanded, high level, high caliber clients. I had a vision that I'm capable of having the skills of what it takes to actually serve premium clients. I know I am capable of learning. Becoming a premium service provider doesn't mean, again, doesn't mean you have to be the best. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Becoming a service provider means you are willing to learn. You are willing to grow. You are willing to upskill your skills in order to serve your premium clients better. What do you think you're capable of doing? I want you to really think deeply about this and start sharing your own stories, your opinions. And then the last one is what are the experiences that you provide for your clients, for your colleagues, for your family? What are different experiences that they feel or they received from you? With my clients, when I'm working with my clients, they know that I don't gatekeep. I give it all. If they need something, I'm gonna give it. If they need support, I'm gonna be doing whatever it takes to support them. If they have a goal, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to help them achieve that goals. And my colleagues, or if my clients have team members that I'm working with, the experience is very collaborative. It's about collaboration. It's about becoming a team to achieving those kind of results. In my family, I'm very, very supportive in my family, but with boundaries. So what experience do you provide for your clients, for your colleagues, for your family? When you actually answer these questions, I'm going to tell you. Crafting your marketing strategies, selling will be a lot easier because you have clarity on your vision in terms of who you are, what you are, and why you're here. So let's go to the last one. Why you're here. Why are you here? Why did you started your business? Why did you started your business? For me, I started my business for two things. It's about freedom and fulfillment. Freedom to do whatever I want, freedom to change whatever I want, freedom to operate however I want, and having the time freedom to actually work whenever I want. And I can totally say, with being 3 years in this industry, that I achieved that in business. I'm about having the freedom to take control on my own business and having the kind of fulfillment that I feel when it comes to serving clients, when it comes to offering my done for you services. So what about you? Why are you here? Why did you started your business? I remember back when I was in my 9 to 5, there was a time that I was super emotional. I was super emotional because I already started freelancing that time. So in 2020, I was still in a 9 to 5 in-person corporate job. I resigned because of the pandemic. And then right after that, I had an online job as a virtual assistant data analyst. And then during that time, there is specific time that I'm seeing a lot of online business owners who are actually winning, who are consistently posting wins, breakthroughs, shifting different kind of things in their businesses. And then I was questioning my journey. I was questioning now, oh my God, Hannah, why are you still here? I was literally sitting in my laptop with my screen being recorded by the online job employer, and then them paying me $2.5 per hour. And then I was crying. And I keep on telling myself like, okay, Hannah, it's okay. This is temporary, but you're not gonna stay here forever. And that's my number one reason why I started my business. I don't want to be the person who sits in a 9 to 5, who questions her worth, who who knows she's capable for more, and who knows she deserves better. I told myself that time that this is okay for now, but this is not going to be permanent. I'm going to build my own business. I'm going to have my own freedom. I'm going to travel wherever I want. I'm going to have more time with my family because that time I can't even go out during the afternoons to walk our dog or to be with my sibling. And it was like a goal before, like, oh, like I hope I can go to the park at 5 p.m. without having a 9 to 5 job, without being stuck in my 9 to 5 job. And after a year, I made it happen. After a year of showing up, after a year of really being deeply embodied with my vision, with whatever I wanted in my business, I quit my job. I quit my job as a data analyst, and I pursued my freelancing business full time. So it's been 1 year. I'm a full-time online business owner for about a year now. So how about you? Like, why are you here? What's your deepest why? Is it about freedom? But how does freedom looks like for you? How does freedom shows up for you in a day-to-day scenario? Is it about fulfillment too, like mine? Fulfillment in your job? Like I don't want to be in that 9 to 5 job again where I resent everything that I do. Like I'm a data analyst. Like I'm always in the Excel sheet doing those kind of like functions, doing Amazon, etc. And then what like you can do the job even when your eyes are closed. And then I kept telling on myself like, "Oh, Hannah, you deserve better. This is so boring. I don't want to do this anymore." So I want to have a business where I feel so much fulfilled, where I'm super excited to wake up, where I don't even have to have an alarm clock to wake up, where I have the freedom or I have the freedom to not work on any day. I have the freedom to take the full weekend without working, or I have the freedom to actually work in weekend just because I'm super excited to do business. That kind of fulfillment, that kind of freedom. So, why are you here? And when you get to have one or two or three words about why are you here, how does it shows up in your day-to-day life? For me, freedom is waking up without an alarm in my apartment, having my morning routines, going out to do my walk without even thinking about the time, cooking for myself without rushing because I don't have an employer that's waiting for me. I don't have to clock in or clock out. For me, it's about working with the dreamiest clients who actually values my work, my expertise, who respects my own boundaries, and who pays me well, who pays me. It doesn't even have to be premium. Who pays me well and who shows up and do the work it needs for us to collaborate. So that's my own version of why I'm here. My freedom, my fulfillment. So I want you to think about this one or these things because when you are clear with these things, it's easier for you to communicate your own messaging. When you are deeply embodied with your vision, it's easier to stand behind what you are marketing and selling on social media. And I'm going to share this to you actually. I want you to really work with this workbook. And then on day 3, we're going to use this. I'm going to call someone from you. If you're just comfortable, make a copy of this document. So I'm going to be asking anyone from you to share your document here. And then we can craft your marketing and sales strategy from this one and from the previews or for the upcoming events that we're going to have for the 3-day event. So I want you to make a copy of this document and answer these questions. When you answer these questions and when you have clarity on these things, it will be a lot easier for us to move to the next step, which is clarity on your foundations and mastering the art of marketing and selling. So let me share the Okay, let me just see my notes if I have forgotten something. Okay, so going back to having the freedom and fulfillment, this is why my offers and how I serve my clients is like this, because it's aligned with my vision. It's aligned with my vision. If I want freedom and fulfillment, I want to do, I want to work with just 2 to 3 hours for done for you and 1 hour for mentorship, or 3 hours max per day. 3 hours max per day, where I can take Wednesdays and Fridays off while still serving my clients. So when you are clear with your vision, my next question for you would be, oh dear, you have a bad cavity. Okay, there you go. My next question would be for you is, once you're clear with your vision, is the path that you are taking right now is actually aligned with your vision? That's what we're going to talk about in the next one, which is redirection. Is your path right now aligned with your vision? Share it in the chat box. Give me a yes, a no, or not yet. Is your path right now aligned with your vision? Is what you're currently doing in business right now is helping you with the vision that you have in mind? Give me a yes, no, or not yet in the chat box. Okay, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, okay, not yet. And it's totally fine. Having an awareness with this one will actually help you further. Because sometimes in business, we say, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't have clarity on my next moves. But in fact, you are not stuck. You just need redirection. And when it comes to like redirecting things in your business, when you are shifting things, shifting gears, changing strategies, changing business model, some people would stop themselves from doing that. And I want you to know that shifts can be scary when you are changing things, when you are outgrowing things, but it's normal, especially in this business. I want you to remove the beliefs that whatever you started, you're just gonna continue doing that thing to grow your business. It's not that. Personally, in my own business, I shifted a lot of times. I went from being a social media manager to becoming a social media strategist, to becoming a legion specialist, to becoming a done for you sales specialist, to adding mentorship, to adding courses. The truth is, there's going to be a lot of shifts, changes, growth that will happen in your business. And your number one role is to actually listen inward. Is this path still serving me? Is the path that I have right now is something that I want to continue to grow and scale my business? Because if not, it's totally fine to shift gears. It's totally fine to recalibrate things. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's gonna be one of the reason where you're gonna hit your breakthroughs. When I shifted from becoming a social media manager to social media strategist, that's when that's the first time that I started signing my first premium client, the $1,899 per month. When I was still a social media manager, I was charging $600 for Instagram management. But I know I could do better. Like, Hannah, you could do better. You enjoy marketing, you enjoy selling in content, you enjoy building relationships in the DM. So I tried. I shifted to becoming a social media strategist, which is super fun because I was able to help my clients sell out their launches, build relationships, book calls. And then here we go again. After 1 year of becoming a social media strategist, I feel the pull of, what if you niche down to the skill that you are most passionate about doing? Because yes, I could say that I'm good in creating content. I could say that I'm good in serving clients as a social media strategist, but there are things in that service that I already outgrew. The content, the marketing for clients, the preparation, the collaboration isn't fun anymore to me. And it was really scary. It was a lot of things that I have to navigate from, but I was super grateful to myself that I did that. I shifted from becoming a social media strategist to offering lead gen services. And then now to offering only engagement and DM sales plus the mentorship. When I started my mentorship program, I told myself I'm just going to focus on mentorship. I'm not going to be a course creator because that's going to be a lot of work. And after another year of being a mentor, I introduced another course. I introduced offers. I introduced low ticket offers. I introduced other ways to work with me because I'm growing and you are growing too. If you feel like right now your path is becoming stagnant, like the path that you have chosen before is something that you are outgrowing right now, that's totally fine. If you feel like, I want to offer something new, I want to try something else, listen to that. Take action from that. Because I'm going to tell you, that is something that will give you your biggest break in business. You don't want to be the service provider who keeps on, I lost my word. You don't want to be the service provider who backs himself or herself. You don't want to be the service provider who doesn't go for what he or she wants. You want to be the service provider who continuously grow, who continuously adapt, who continuously shift based on the growth that you want to have. Of course, it's all going to boil down to, is this really what I want? And I'm going to tell you, yes, it's scary. It's nerve-wracking. It's uncomfortable. When I shifted from being a lead gen specialist to like just offering done for you sales, I was super scared. Why? Because none of my peers actually are offering that. Like they offer both lead gen and done for you sales. They offer just lead gen. And then I was super scared to try it because, oh my god, Hannah, you're just gonna be that one who's gonna offer that. Would it be okay? There's a lot of beliefs, but I stick to it because that's something that feels aligned with me. That's something that really sparks my soul. That's something that make me feel the passion again in business. Because most of the time, when you feel like you're stuck, the truth is you just need redirection. You just need to shift. You just need to accept that you outgrew things in business. And guess what? You can feel all the feels and do it anyways. You can feel all those emotions and do it anyways. You can have the fear. You can have the hesitation. You can have the second guessing. You can have all your doubts. And so what? So what if you have those things? You can still do it anyway, even with those kind of feelings. You don't have to be fearless, but you can be courageous. This is something that I learned in my journey. I am not the service provider who is fearless. I'm not the service provider who doesn't have traumas, limiting beliefs, all those things. But I have the courage. I have the courage to bet on myself, to bet on my passion, to bet on the growth that I feel in my gut, and have the courage to pursue it. And this is, if there's one thing that I want you to get from this day one event, this is it. You don't have to be fearless. You can have all the feels, you can have all the emotions, you can have the feeling of you're gonna throw up, you can have all the feeling of doubting yourself. But what I want you to have is to have the courage, to have the courage that even when you are fearful, even when you are scared, even when you are doubting yourself because you don't have XYZ, you still have the courage to go for it. If there is something that I want you to take away from this event, this is it. When you have the courage, when you have the courage, you can choose what you truly want, not because it's comfortable or easy. Because to tell you honestly, you will be encountering business decisions along the way where I'm just gonna stay in my comfort zone. I'm just gonna be that social media manager who offers this because this feels easy, this feels comfortable. That's totally fine. But if I ask you, is that what you really want? If and you answered no, that's gonna be a different conversation. I want you to stay. I want you to stay in your path right now. If that is something that you truly want, if that is something that you really want to become, that is something that the path that you want to go from. But if your answer is no, this is not what I want. I'm just staying here because it's easy. I'm just staying here because it's comfortable. We need to talk. We need to talk. You need to go out of your comfort zone because I can tell you, it's hard, yes. It's uneasy, yes. It's uncomfortable, yes. But all you need to do is have the courage to go for what you want. I remember in December 2021, when I started having market research for my mentorship program, my feelings were like, should I start the mentorship program? Because I feel like I am not capable yet. I don't have the coaching skills yet. I feel like I don't have the results yet. I have all those kind of limiting beliefs. But what I did is, instead of listening to those beliefs, I started having conversations with the people who will actually benefit from the mentorship program. I asked them, like, hey, what do you need? What do you desire? What kind of support are you looking forward? So instead of like listening to my limiting beliefs, I listened to my market. And you can start from that too. If you feel like you're doubting yourself, don't listen to yourself. Listen to the market. Listen to your dream clients. Because you will know if you can help them. And I am 100% sure that you have something that you can give value from, that you can help your dream clients from. Second is, you have to have the courage to change gears when you need to. This is your permission slip to change gears when you need it. Because honestly, there will be times in your business, there will be seasons in your business that the things that serve you before is not going to serve you now, and that's totally fine. You have to be okay with that. You have to have courage to outgrow the past version of your path that doesn't align with you anymore. This one, I have a conversation with my close friend. Um, we were having conversations way back in 2023. Like, Hannah, I'm super scared to shift. because I feel like this is something that I've worked hard for. Becoming this service provider, I built my audience, I built my community, I invested thousands in mentors and coaches to upskill in the skills, and now I'm just gonna change to another path. This is one of the biggest things that I hear a lot from my clients and from myself too that I experience. We always see the past as something that, oh, I worked hard for that. I don't deserve to shift gears anymore. I have to stay there because I put a lot of effort to be where I am today. And for some cases, yeah, that's true. Becoming a social media manager, becoming a coach, becoming a mentor, becoming a designer, especially a designer, becoming a podcast manager, becoming that service provider, you've invested your time, your effort, your skills, your money to master that. And now you're going to say you don't want it anymore. You want to shift. That's totally fine. What I want you to remember when it comes to shifting, when it comes to outgrowing your services, this is something that I also this is something that I also told myself when I was about to leave my 9 to 5. My self um my self-talk before was, you're going to leave the 9 to 5, the sustainability, the monthly income. But I said to myself that, yeah, I'm going to have sustainability. I'm going to have monthly recurring income, safety, security. But is this something that I want to do in 5 years? Is this something how I want to live my life? Is this something that I want to pour my life, my time, my energy in the long run? Is this something that will actually make me happy? Because when you are choosing another path, you're going to think of those things. And that's totally fine. But instead of thinking about your past talents, your past hard work, your current reality, think about your future. Is it worth it to bet in this path that I outgrow in exchange of my fulfillment, in exchange of my happiness? If I continue doing the things that I outgrown, the things that I don't love anymore, I'm gonna be resentful. I'm not gonna enjoy doing it anymore. Hi, Fane. And for me, that's super costly because I believe that I'm here to live a life, an abundant, happy, fulfilled life. And if it's not around those things, I'm not gonna accept it. It doesn't matter if I worked hard to become a social media manager. So what? I can still use it. I can still use it to my business. So what if I'm starting new? So what if I'm beginning again? I'm going to do whatever it takes, especially when I'm super passionate about that. So that's something that I want you to think about. If you are in a season right now where you want to change your path, you want to change the things that you are doing as a premium service provider, instead of like thinking I've worked hard for this, I'm going to waste a lot of resources. Think about the time, the energy, the fulfillment that you're going to lose when you continue doing or continue being in that path again in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, not even in the long term. Like right now, if you see yourself day to day, are you actually fulfilled? Are you actually happy? If not, that's worth more than the hard work, the money, the investments that you've made. My happiness, my fulfillment, the things that I'm feeling in my business is worth more than the money. If I'm unhappy, if I'm unfulfilled, it's very costly, and I don't want that. I don't want to be in that position. So again, you have to have courage to choose what you want, to change gears when you need to, and to outgrow the past version of your path that doesn't align with you anymore. Your business, your way. So stop running a business based on anyone's version of success. Make your own path and get obsessed with it. If right now you are running a business because somebody out there in the industry told you that to be a premium service provider, you have to be a social media manager, you have to be a coach, you have to be blah, 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 blah. If you're operating from that, I want you to stop and really go back to the foundation. Go back to your vision. What do you want? Because I can tell you, whatever you choose, you can be a premium service provider. You can grow a business, you can scale a business, but the most important thing is you have to find your fashion. Fashion, you have to find your passion. Make your own path and get obsessed with it. Like really, really, really obsessed with it. Where you feel like you're super excited to wake up in the morning, you're super excited to create content, you're super excited to share your message out there, where you're not overthinking your marketing and sales strategy because it comes naturally from you, versus doing something yet that you don't really enjoy doing. It's gonna feel like pulling at it. It's gonna feel like that. And we don't want that. We don't want to run a business that feels like super hard. We want a seamless, simple, and enjoyable business. What about yes? What about if your answer is yes, Hannah, I'm in the right path? That's great. That's great. But sometimes maybe you haven't done any of this kind of inner work, and you totally forgot about it, that you're drifting away to your vision. Because sometimes this happens in business where you know exactly what you want, you know your vision, you know your path, you feel so aligned with your path right now, you feel so excited, you are obsessed with whatever you offer, but somehow along the way you forgot about your vision, you forgot about who you are, what you are about, and why you're here. And when you drift away from those things, it's harder to communicate it in your messaging, because marketing is embodying your vision. Selling is practicing what you preach. And if they can't see it, if they can't feel it, if they can't understand why you're here, what you're about, who you are, it's going to be a lot harder to sell. So you can shift gears, you can change path, and still arrive to whatever vision you want, to whatever version of success that you want. And it doesn't have to be a massive shift anyway. It doesn't have to be a major shift. Like, oh, Hannah, I want to go from being a service provider to a coach, to a mentor, or I want to be a course creator. Like, it doesn't have to be changing major parts in your business. It doesn't have to be changing your business model. It can be as simple as this. It can be you want to change how you show up. Like, if I may ask you right now in the chat box, do you want how you show up right now in social media? Do you feel excited? Do you feel obsessed when you show up? Yes or no in the chat box. Share yes or no in the chat box. And then the second one is, mhm, yeah, it's totally fine. If your answer is no, there is no judgment here. The most important thing is to have awareness. Like, oh, that's why. That's why I don't attract the right clients. That's why I don't close my dream clients, because I don't, even me myself, I don't love how I show up. Second minor shift is your branding. I was just looking in my social media page earlier on my Instagram, and this come to my mind. Simple shift can be, when you look at in your Instagram feed, do you like what you see? Your branding, your graphics, your reels, how you show up in visual. Do you like it? Like, go in your account, go into your profile and audit the things that you are posting. Do I like what I'm talking about? Do I like the graphics? Do I like the visuals? If your answer is yes, then continue doing that. Keep doing that. But if your answer is no, no, I don't love it anymore. I want to change my branding. Yeah, exactly, Fane. Would you buy from your Instagram? Because you have to sell your services to yourself first. And if you're not being bought to whatever you're offering, how will your dream clients buy from you? Third is how you deliver to clients. Maybe you want to shift how you deliver to clients in terms of your deliverables, in terms of your boundaries, in terms of communication, in terms of delivering the results and transformation. One of the biggest shifts that I made in business is in communication. I have to be honest with you, as a done for you service provider, when I was starting out, it was good. The communication is great. There is a monthly report. But when I shifted to becoming a lead gen or a done for you sales, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I had experience before, like, oh, Hannah, what is happening in my account? What is happening? What is actually, like, what are the strategies that you're doing? So way back in 2022, I had to shift gears and, oh, this is what my current clients are feeling right now. And I don't want that to be the version of my service. I want my service to deliver quality service. And if the collaboration is missing, I have to double down on that. I have to make improvements. So the monthly reports as a social media manager doesn't apply to becoming a lead gen or done for you sales specialist. I have to update it. I have to update them in a weekly basis for them to have for them to be for them to be updated. Because it's different. It's a different service. So that's one for me. Based on my delivery and 20, even when I'm offering a premium services, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It doesn't mean that, like, it's the best of the best. It just means that I'm open to learning, I'm open to growth, I'm open to improvements, and I take my clients seriously, that whatever feedback, um whatever feedback or comments that they take from my service, I take it seriously and implement it. I collaborate with them to deliver a better service. So from giving a monthly report to updating it to monthly reports. I mean monthly reports to weekly reports. From another one is making it simple. As a social media manager before, I was doing a lot of reports like Canvas slides, presentation, analytics, and it's totally needed as a social media manager. But when I shifted, I don't want to do it anymore. like it drains me. So I have to sit down in my own back end and really like pinpoint, okay, Hannah, what are the things that drains your energy? What are the things that's not giving you what are the things that is not allowing you to deliver your best ability to clients? And one of those things is report. So what I changed in my business is making it simple. In 2023, starting I think Q4 of 2022, I took reports away. I'm not doing reports anymore for Danfrey sales services. But what I changed is I sent out a quick weekly rundown report in Slack, and I screen record if needed. The only time that I'm doing report is at the end of service or at the end of the month. But I don't do it in a weekly basis. And it's super simple. It's not like super complicated. Like you have all those super complicated or like visually appealing reports. It's super simple. Like super direct report that all they have to do is what are the strategies that I implemented? What are the things that has happened? What are the common hesitations or common questions or common objections in the DMs? What are the results? How many conversions? How much is the sales? Super direct and simple. So that's one thing from me. Like, how about you? Is there anything that you want to change and on how you deliver to clients? Because that's gonna affect you as a premium service provider. As a premium service provider, again, I want to tell you this again. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the best, but you have to be always willing to grow, to learn, and to improve your service, to improve the quality of your service. So that's one thing. And then the last one is your process. Maybe there are things in your process that you also want to change. For me, I went from having a manual process, like sending manual emails, um, manual payment reminders, manual forms to investing into automated system, investing into project management tool. So by doing that, it saves me a lot of time. It saves me a lot of headaches. It saves me a lot of going back and forth. Sometimes I close clients even when I'm sleeping because I have the system to do it for me. Sometimes I onboard clients even when I'm vacation. I don't have to go in my office, sit down in my office and to do all those things. So that's for me in my process. Is there something you want to change in your process right now that is becoming the bottleneck of your business, that is hindering you to serving a better quality of service for your clients? So again, it's okay to shift. It's okay to change. It can be a major shift from changing service to service, or it can be minor shifts, like what I mentioned. The delivery, the branding, how you show up, how you deliver to clients, and your own process. It all encompasses of really becoming a premium service provider. So you don't have to be perfect, don't have to be the best. You just have to be willing to improve and learn. Okay. Okay, this one, beyond limits. Are you still there? Can you give me a yes in the comment or chat? I just want to know if you're still here and not sleeping. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's go. Beyond limits. What does beyond limits mean to you? What limits would you like to surpass in business and life? Sometimes what I do in business, super exciting thing that I do in business is I craft. So I know my vision. I know what I want. And then I get deeper to numbers. I get down to my minimum. I get down to the exact numbers that I need to hit in order to survive, in order to travel, in order to have my tuition fund, freedom fund, travel fund, all those things. So when I have those numbers, I'm going to challenge myself. What does beyond limits mean for me? So if my minimum is 100K per month, how can I go to 1.5x or doubling it down or tripling it down? And how can I make that happen? What I want you to remember in this one is to give yourself permission to dream bigger. What you can achieve is not dependent on where you are from, your past job or past salary, your previous clients. I literally went from charging $600 per month to charging $1,899 per month for done for you social media strategy and management. It's not dependent whether you're from Asia, whether you're from the Philippines, whether you're from India. It doesn't matter. I want you to give yourself permission to move away from those limitations and really think about, what if I hit this desired income goal? What would happen to my life? What would happen to my family? What would happen to the goals that I want to achieve? When I started doing that in 2022, in 2022, for the whole year, I was consistently hitting six figures. Now, six figures is not, what do you call this? It's not like the success version. It's just that a milestone for me. So in 2022, for the whole year, I was hitting six figures. Minimum of 150 per month. 150, 250, 300. But it doesn't really matter. The numbers really don't matter to me. But what it did for myself and for my family. When I go beyond my limits, when I go beyond my standard income goal and surpass that over and over again, I was able to help my mom. I was able to help my father or my parents fund my siblings' tuition fees. And you guys, my siblings' tuition fees feels like I am it feels like a college student already. Yeah. So I helped my parents. I was able to help my parents fund my two siblings' tuition fees. I feel like I'm funding two college students' tuition fee. I was able to help my relatives fund their school fees, fund their needs. Sometimes they lack with money. And I love the feeling of giving back. I was able to help my mom. So my mom is a giver. She always gives a lot, especially to my grandmother. So at that time, I was able to help her renovate our home in the province, to like build the gates, because we have like a huge lot in province, and she wanted to put a gate in there. So I was able to help her in that. I was able to help her put a water, what do you call that? I forget the name, but water station or like water connection in our home, because like in our province we don't have water connection. If you want water, you have to go to the river to get a water. And we want an easy life for our grandmother. So we made sure that we help her in putting out a water connection on our province, and it cost a lot. And that time my mom was like asking me, "Hey, can you help me with this? I'm lacking with this." And I'm super happy that I was able to give back and to really get something from my savings and help her with that. So aside from the milestones, aside from the six figures, aside from the money, the income goal, what would be possible for you? So for me, it's about giving back. It's about having my freedom to travel, having my freedom to work with anyone that I want, having my fulfillment and doing whatever I want. Because me winning in business means my family is winning, means my clients are winning, means my community can be inspired to do the things that I'm doing because they know that it's possible for them too. Me doing the work, me going beyond my limits are actually like Im- like giving so much impact, not just for me, for my family, but for my own community too. So that is beyond limits mean for me. What does it mean for you? What would be possible for you when you hit your or when you surpass your limits? I remember my coach told me this one. When we are having one-on-one coaching session about money, and then I said to her like, "Oh, this is fine. This is like my numbers. I don't have to do work anymore or like, and then my coach said, "Hannah, you deserve better. Hannah, you are capable of more. Hannah, you are not just this income level. Like you deserve more. You deserve to have emergency fund. You deserve savings. You deserve to travel anywhere you want." Because I was being comfortable. I was staying in my comfort zone that I'm okay now. I'm paying my bills. I'm not being dependent on my parents. I'm paying my own apartment bills, electricity, food, groceries, the basic needs. Like I'm good. I'm good with the basic needs. But I make my coach like have a tough love session with me and said, "You deserve better. You deserve more than just the basic needs. You can have more. You can have whatever you set your mind into. More than just living, more than just surviving. You actually deserve to have your own version of freedom. And I want you to realize that too." So, what does beyond limits mean to you? I want you to think about this because I want you to journal about this because when you get deeper on what beyond limits mean to you, when you are super connected with that, when you become so much emotional, when you feel that feeling, that is what's gonna boost you to actually push further, to work hard, to work smarter, and to work with dream clients for your business. So, what limits would you like to surpass in business, in life? So, for me, this year in 2024, I want to surpass my income goals. I want to surpass my cash sales for the past 2 years. I want to continue what I'm doing, traveling, giving back, helping in tuition fees, helping my relatives. I want to do more, more than that. I want to surpass that limit. And in 2024, I want to hit my first $100,000 cash sales, and I'm going to do it, whatever it takes. So, what does beyond limits mean to you? So, yeah, I already shared my version of success. So, that's my version of success. So, I'm going to check my notes here. If I forgot something, yeah. So other than that, other than the experiences, the milestones, the give back, one of the things that I really appreciate in my own version of success is me being present. Me being present to my family when they needed me the most. This event was actually created almost 2 years ago, but there are a lot of things that has happened. And then last year I said to myself, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." Like there are already, I think, it's even paid. I think it's $18. Yeah. It's a paid masterclass. And then there are already six participants. And then something happened. My biggest why. was shattered into pieces. So last year my grandmother died, and I couldn't show up because, oh my god, like how can I show up? The things that I'm gonna share is all about her. All about me helping her in her home, all about me helping her fund her monthly allowance, because I'm the one like giving my grandma allowance since I grow up to the province. I grow up with my grandparents. So all my version of success is like pointing me to her. So in that time, like, oh no, I cannot show up like this because I'm grieving. I'm still healing. But after a year, um, I'm super grateful that I feel like I've healed and I already accepted that season. But one thing that I am super grateful for, me surpassing my limits actually mean me being present to my family when they needed me the most. So I had to go back to our province in October 2022. I have to leave everything here in Cavite. The fast Wi-Fi, because our Wi-Fi in province is super slow. I have to let go some of my clients, my done for you clients. And that was super hard. That was super hard. But I'm super grateful. Me being going beyond my limits has allowed me to be present, to be with my grandmother when she is dying, to be with her, to support her in her hospital bills, support her with her needs, support the family, to give funds to what do you call this? The caregiver, because I cannot do it alone, to have a fund to actually put out or put up our own Wi-Fi, because since we don't have a Wi-Fi, we have to like invest in a service provider who, yeah, who gives you Wi-Fi. Yeah, so that's one of the biggest version of success that I really appreciate in this business, is me being present when they needed me the most, me not having regrets. Like if I'm if I'll like if I'm gonna think about it, if I'm still in the 9 to 5, I won't be able to go home. I won't be able to take care of my grandma for almost 6 months. I think it's almost 6 months that I'm in the province. I won't be able to do all those things if I'm still in my 9 to 5. If I don't bet on my vision, if I don't took the courage to resign, took the courage to onboard a premium client even when I feel like I'm not capable of doing that, took the courage to create the course even when I feel like I'm still not worthy of becoming a mentor. But again, you don't have to be fearless, but what you have to have is the courage to do it even with fears, even with limiting beliefs, even with all sort of feelings. Okay. So that's my own version of success. I want you to get down into your own journal to really like um to really get down and have the clarity for like for me what is my version of success, because my version of success is different from you. My version of success is freedom, fulfillment, and family, and it can be different from for you. It doesn't mean that you have to copy my own version of success. What it means is for you to have clarity on what is exactly that for you. So what's yours? What's yours? So I want to leave this question to you. So it's been a long time. I told myself that I'm just gonna make it super quick, like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but your girl have a lot of things to say. That's why I made this 3-day event, because there's no way that I can fit it into one event. So let's have a Q&A time. If you have questions, feel free to drop it in the comment box. What do you feel right now? How do you feel about this day one? Can you turn on your cameras, guys? If you're only comfortable, please turn on your camera, and I want you to answer the question, how do you feel about the day one event? How do you feel about the day one event? Are you still there, guys? Typing. How do you feel about the day one embodied vision? Enlightened, Cyril. In a scale of 1 to 10, how do you find this useful? 10 being the highest. 10 being the highest. And if you can turn on your camera, please do so. I want to see your amazing faces. Okay, 10, 10, 10. Okay, that's fine. 10. Okay, so let's have our Q&A time. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it. And then I'm going to check. So we have a giveaway. I will draw the giveaway today. So for the first winner, um you have to take a screenshot of this event or the presentation. So let me share the presentation again from the very start so you can screenshot it. There you go. Okay. I haven't been using Zoom. So a lot right now. So yeah. So I can give you 5 minutes to screenshot this banner and then share it with your story, and then I can include your name in the raffle, and then I'm gonna do a raffle to win a free access to my leads accelerator booster. So you can take your time as I answer the question if you have. So Hannah, I saw the importance of understanding first ourselves. Yes, you have to understand yourself first so you can serve the people that you want to serve. You can also unmute yourself if you have questions. So we can have 10 minutes to answer questions because I don't want to um, waste a lot of your time. Okay. So I'm also gonna do the giveaway. Mm, free raffle. Wait, let me fix this and then stop recording first.